Hello everyone, welcome back to Positive Minds with AKindayomi. In today's episode, I will be talking about intentional living. Whenever I feel thrown off course, I remind myself that I am not going to fall for my feelings, rather I will stick to my values. It is a reminder that feelings are situational, but values are consistent. What is intentional living? Intentional living means understanding your fundamental beliefs and values, then actively living your life in line with those values. When you are intentional, you choose to make decisions and take action on what's really important to you. Being intentional means getting clear up front on what you want to achieve. You intentionally set an intention to achieve a specific outcome or result in the future. Living intentionally requires slowing down, digging deep, and being mindful of your actions. The first step is to accept that life is made up of choices. For example, if you are dating for fun or dating for comfort, that's you dating without purpose. Intentional dating is dating with a purpose and a plan. It has a definition and structure. It is asking someone out and actually calling it a date. If things go great and the chemistry is strong, it is asking the person out again and then again. What distinguishes intentional dating from casual dating is that intentional dating keeps the end goal of the relationship in mind, e.g., marriage. Living with intentional means you consciously choose to create the life you want rather than having life or other people dictate your feelings and actions. Being an intentional person means everything you do is done with a clear purpose and focus. Another angle to living intentionally is career-wise. Never shy away from talking plainly about what you want. Tell your team the values and motive that guide your decisions. As a leader, father or mother, and all human that intend to hold their values, it is necessary to walk the talk. Maintain integrity in what you say and what you do, because what you practice should be the same from day to day, from person to person, from situation to situation. Here are some tips we are going to be talking about in today's topic on practicing living an intentional life. Number 1, learn to say no more than you say yes. Time is your most precious asset. Treat it that way. Number 2, make your home look like a magazine. Declutter your home. Third one is become self-aware. 4, practice gratitude. 5th, only use cash. 6, exercise daily. 7, don't give out your email address. 8, meditate regularly. 9, unplug from technology. 10, mindset shift. To be able to achieve intentional living, you need to take firm action in the various aspects of your life. Please stay tuned as we go further in this episode. Thank you for sitting back, and I confirm that today is a wonderful day. I haven't seen this day before, and neither have you, so make the best of it. Living today the way you want, because nothing else is more real than the moment you have in your hand, and I hope you are doing well and keeping safe out there. Continue from where we stop. The first step is to accept that life is made up of choices. You can choose to connect with our beliefs, or we can choose to let others guide our decisions. Even when we feel completely stuck, Intentional living reminds us that we have control over how we react to situations out of our hands. Intentional living looks different for individual, but one thing that can't be disputed is that it is an ongoing process. Identifying, implementing, and staying in touch with your values is a lifelong practice and well worth it. We can easily become overwhelmed by the pressure of society, the comparison trap, and other forms of shame. This is when we have to identify our values, when we are able to unpack what really makes us tick versus what we think should be motivating us. We discover that we don't need to play by anyone else's rules. According to Scott Jeffrey, a career and life coach, he identified that core values begins by reflecting on meaningful moments, times of limitation, and necessity in your everyday life. It suggests asking yourself questions and zeroing in on peak experience in your life, as well as moments when you felt the need to suppress feelings and the things which fuel you up each day. A lifestyle blogger of Simple Plus, Jennifer, also suggests asking why questions in regards to different areas of your life, career, friends, location, activities, and so on. Why do you work in the field you do? Why are your friends the people you surround yourself with? Why do you spend your time the way you do? Investigate the motivation behind your lifestyle choices and whether the reasoning behind your decisions feels true to you or not. For example, the latter part of this past decade has been all about the hustle, so much so that I begin to believe it's how I want to live my life. However, upon further inspection, I have realized I am not fulfilling by the hustle. I enjoy making genuine and lasting relationship over career advance. After reflecting on the times that gave me the most joy, I had to acknowledge that almost all of them involved loved ones, vulnerable conversations, and supportive environment. Connection, along with independence, comfort, creativity, and discovery are some of my core values. Give this process the time it deserves and be gentle with yourself if it takes longer than you would like to identify your core beliefs. If you are feeling stuck, there are many example templates online to get you started, although it's vital to remember that this exercise is about honoring who you are, not who a list suggests you should be. Once you've identified your values, implementing them requires a bit of reflection as well. Assess your routine, friend group, purchasing habits, and overall lifestyle. Do these aspects of your life match your values? Start to observe your daily life and ask yourself if these various elements align with your beliefs or if they are hindering your commitment to those beliefs. Why this process may lead to letting go of what no longer serves you. Intentional living is more about moving forward, what you want instead of moving away from what you don't. Intentional living is more than setting thoughtful plans. It is also about how you react when those plans are suddenly thrown out of the window. This concept is about getting to know your raw self so that every time the world begins to lead you astray, you have something to lean back on. Let's quickly dive into the scripture for a moment, which you are familiar with. In the case of Joseph, God used him to preserve Jacob's family, who were to become Israel. It was to use Israel to reveal himself to the nation of the world through the scripture, but more importantly, to bring salvation to the world through his son Jesus. Joseph's dreams first got him into trouble, but his ability to understand them led him to be chosen by the Pharaoh and to save the world. We could learn a lesson about the mystery of how the world works. Believers or non-believers can see it as an illustration of the need to keep trying and persevere. What is the correlation of Joseph's trait to our today's topic? The first one is principle. He had character and integrity. He was honest. He was tempted at multiple times, but he resisted. Another one is humble. The power and the prestige of his position working for Pharaoh never changed him. Third one, discipline. Joseph had the proper long-term perspective. Even while in jail for a crime he did not commit. Fourth one, faithfulness. While in jail and throughout all of the turmoil, Joseph remained faithful to God and never wavered from his commitment to following him. Fifth one is grace. Joseph showed grace and mercy to his brothers, even though they had sold him into slavery. Sixth one is competence. He did his job with excellence, whether as a servant or the interpreter of Pharaoh's dream or as the manager of the family's flock of sheep. Seventh, wisdom. Joseph was wise beyond his years. He was 30 years old when he stepped in to help set up Egypt for the famine and demonstrated a seasoned perspective with decision after decision. Eighth, and the last one for now, is strategy. Joseph was a planner. He instructed the officials to prepare for a famine, even though it was years away, gathering up food to store up even during the 7 years of plenty. A lady named Andre Stanton once wrote that we often make excuses for why we can't live honestly. We blame society or our loved ones. We make up stories about limitations. These excuses keep us from living intentionally. If we are not bravely living according to our values, then we are just following the flow of traffic. This often means making hard decisions, like changing our thinking or accepting a new reality. As limiting as they may seem, it's incredibly freeing. Because when we are consistently connected to our core beliefs, we discover who we are, even in uncertain or uncomfortable times. Just as Joseph's story encourages us to stay honest, remember, never surrender your hopes and dreams to ill-fated limitations others have placed on their own lives. The vision of your true destiny does not reside within the narrow-minded outlook of the doubters and the doomed prophets. Judge not by their words, but accept advice based on the evidence of actual results. Do not be surprised should you find a complete absence of anything mystical or miraculous in the manifested reality of those who are so eager to advise you. Friends and family who suffer the lack of abundance, joy, love, fulfillment, and prosperity in their own life really have no business imposing their self-limiting beliefs on your reality experience. In conclusion, I will quickly touch on some areas we need to take intentionally. First, emotional and mental health. Many times we make purchases not because we need them, but because we are dealing with something emotionally. Perhaps it is a breakup and you are not feeling attractive. Before you purchase anything, step back and figure out why you are spending money. Second one, avoid who you give your email to. When you go shopping and the retailer asks for your email so they can send you coupon or sales promos, respond with, I don't prefer to give that out. Marketer, no. Those emails are effective ways to get you to spend money. It clutters your inbox and hurts your bank account. Just say no to emails. Next one, unplug from technology 1 day a week. Keep your phone at home, leave the laptop in your office, and commit to a technology-free day. This is so liberating. We are addicted to checking Facebook, Instagram, and email. Give yourself the ability to go hiking. Walk a long distance, especially for pleasure or exercise. Exploring, trying a new restaurant without reading reviews beforehand, and enjoy the company you are surrounded by. If once a week sounds too frequent, try this once a month. If you are feeling extra motivated, try taking social media apps off your phone. I know, but give it a try. You can always put back on later. The last one I will give is a mindset shift. Shift your mindset from everything is essential to nothing is essential. This seems simple, but will take years of mental conditioning to fully understand. But when you understand that material items really don't matter, you will find happiness. Lastly, as we come to the end of today's podcast, remember that no matter how fortunate you may be, you will eventually be given the opportunity to suffer. So, the question is whether you will suffer poorly or well. Life is hard, not because we are doing it wrong, but just because it is hard. Probably don't wake up hoping for a day full of adversity. No one does, including me. In fact, I never consciously think about adversity until it seeks me out. Even then, like most people, I do everything in my power to avoid it, downplay it, and deny its existence. It was not until I eventually embraced it in full force that I began to understand what I could do and who I could be. And when I look back on the whole painful process, I can hardly imagine my life unfolding in any other way. Always remember that the kite rises highest against the wind, not with it. So never allow nothing change your value. As we press on living this life with intention, we will come face to face with the reality that even in its simplest form, life is hard. An unintentional life accepts everything and does nothing. An intentional life embraces only the things that will add to the mission of significance. So this choice is yours. That's all I have for now. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode titled Intentional Living. I can't wait to hear from you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my podcast on any platform you are listening from, be it Apple, Google, Spotify, etc., so you don't miss my subsequent episode. Till we meet again, take care of yourself and be safe out there. I remain your host, Stephen AKindayomi. Bye for now and stay blessed. Be positive.